Hey everybody, it's Jim. I'm back with an all-new Weekends Grabs and Reviews video for you. I've got two huge stacks of movies to go through that I've picked up over the past few weeks and some Funkos. Of course, this isn't all the Funkos I picked up, but these are some of them that stand out that I really, really love. So let's get into it because I've got a lot of movies to cover. So Steven Yeun, he's one of the characters on The Walking Dead. You're probably saying, okay, so he's dead now, so now what's he going to do? Well, he's doing mayhem. And what is mayhem? Mayhem is kind of like the Belko experiment. It's pretty good, actually. So whatever this is that's taking people over, it just fills them with rage or sexuality or something like that. So they just overdo it. And so everybody that's in this building is kind of quarantined in there. It's kind of like the movie Quarantined as well, because nobody will let them out because they know that the people in the building are infected. But it's just a violent romp of Steven Yeun and this girl down on the first floor of this building trying to get up to the penthouse where the big guy is, because he's got a score to settle. Is it great? No. Is it worth a watch? Absolutely. It's actually a rewatch movie. I'll definitely watch this again. It's got some pretty good scenes in it, a lot of good gore. So if you like the Belko experiment, you'll definitely like that. Then I got Vince Vaughn in Brawl and Cell Block 99. This is from the same writer-director that did Bone Tomahawk. So if you like Bone Tomahawk, you're going to like this. Totally different theme. Vince Vaughn plays a guy that kind of knows how to keep his mouth shut. Crime goes wrong, so he goes to prison, and just all the things that happens. And Vince Vaughn's work in this movie is absolutely on point. This is a great one. Kind of violent, some gore in it. The story's really good. It's just, I love this, like I said, this writer and director that did Bone Tomahawk and did this one. I can't wait to see what else he does. Can't recommend that one enough. Then I got Logan Lucky. This has got a great cast. This has got Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, Daniel Craig. This is about a group of people that try to rob a NASCAR racing event. So they know where all the money's going to be, and they have to get Daniel Craig out of prison to pull this off because he's kind of the explosives expert. I think his name's actually Bang in the movie. Really good, really good. It's a lot of fun, good fun watch. Definitely recommend that one as well. Then we got an old one, Death Row Game Show. Get that glare off of there. This is kind of set in the future. What they do is they have death row inmates, and if they can get through the game show without dying, like this is the original cover here. This kind of tells you a little bit more about what the movie's like. So they'll wire the guy up or whatever the circumstance is, you know, and if he answers the question right, he can go free, and if not, he gets fried right there on television. So it's pretty much what you would think. It's pretty bad. But for the price, I couldn't pass it up. I had never seen it before. I've seen a lot of other people posting that they had it, so I had to check it out. It was all right. Now this one here, this is from Vinegar Syndrome. This is, can you guess? Can you guess? The Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard. So, great slipcover. Super hard stock. I love it. This is a great show. If you've never seen The Ice Cream Man, you really need to do it because it is one of the better ones. And I was thinking that this had the original artwork inside, but actually it doesn't. This was really strange about this. The reversible artwork is exactly the same. I don't think I've ever seen a release that done that. I was kind of hoping when I saw that the slipcover was like that, I was hoping that the original artwork would be at least on the reverse cover. But this is a great movie. It's about Clint Howard and how he makes his victims a part of his ice cream. And people are buying it and eating it, of course. But Clint Howard plays a real good psycho. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. But this is one of his better ones. It's an older one, but definitely check it out. If you're a fan of horror, you'll like that, especially the throwback 80s stuff. Then I got The Wall. This is with Aaron Taylor Johnson and John Cena. This is kind of intense. The only complaint I have with this is to make something like this, a whole movie, is very tough. There's another one out like this right now. It's called Mine. It's about a guy that steps on a mine. I think that's actually, the guy's name's escaping me now, Armie Hammer. He steps on a mine in the middle of the desert, and the whole movie is about him kind of dealing with this and hallucinating because he's dying of thirst, and it's just a whole movie of that. It's very tough to make a movie out of that. This one kind of in the middle, it drug. These two guys, they get pinned down by a sniper. And when they're calling for help, they realize that, hey, I'm actually talking to the sniper. He's tricking us. And the whole movie is how, after he figures that out, he's talking to the sniper, getting to know him. The sniper wants to know more about him. While John Cena's character is laying out in the sand shot, and he's thinking, I need to get to him and all this. It's kind of a slow burn movie. It's intense in some spots, but definitely not something I would rewatch. Then I have the Shout Factory, Scream Factory Lines new version of Slither. It's a great, great artwork there. This is one of my favorites, and this is the original artwork. Well, actually, that's not even really the original artwork. It was kind of like that. That actually looks even better than the original artwork. This is the cover that I remember, right there on the DVD. This is just about an alien being that kind of takes over this town and what it transforms people into. If you haven't seen it, there's something wrong with you. I think everybody's seen this movie. It's really good. It's got some funny aspects to it. I'm trying to remember who all's in this. It's just loaded with people. Yeah, I can't even read it. There's so many in here. It's got the guys, of course, Michael Rooker from The Walking Dead, Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, he plays Yondu. There's just a ton of people in this. Elizabeth Banks. I love this movie. Always have. Definitely, watchability on this one is through the roof. You can watch this over and over. Then I picked up this. This was a blind buy. Frankenstein created bikers. And this looks like it would be something that's old. Let me show you the reversible artwork on this. Actually, nothing on the title. I don't know why that glare is there. There's nothing on the front of that one, so I decided to use this one. And you would think that this was an old movie, but actually it's not. It's a fairly recent one. And it's kind of done in the style of a grindhouse exploitation movie. I mean, there's a lot of, gratuitous nudity that you don't need. The violence is over the top. People's heads getting smashed, you can definitely tell it's just like a rubber head full of, pig intestines or pig blood or something like that. It's just, it's horrible. It's a horrible, horrible watch. The acting is horrible. This guy right here, he looks pretty badass in it. He's one of the bad guys, a biker that this deranged doctor brings back from the dead to have him and his gang do his bidding. But it was really, really bad. Can't recommend that one at all. And I picked this one up just because I love the digibook to this. This had to be like a Target exclusive. This is Hansel and Gretel Uncut. And I went back and watched this again because I haven't seen this since it originally came out. And you know what? It wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. But I love the packaging on this. So I definitely, for the price, when I picked this up, it was like $3, $4. Can't go wrong with that. Don't Hate. Adventures of Ma and Pa Kettle, Volume 1. This has got the Egg and I, where Ma and Pa Kettle was actually not even the stars of that one. I think the star of that one was, oh my gosh, what is his name? Yeah, I'm blanking out on his name. But anyway, the Ma and Pa Kettle characters were like just people in this town that the main characters of the movie The Egg and I were in. And I think the popularity of them was through the roof on that, so they kind of just spun out of their own from that. So this has the Egg and I, Further Adventures of Ma and Pa Kettle go to town, and Ma and Pa Kettle back on the farm. So if you know anything about Ma and Pa Kettle, all their movies are pretty much the same. It's just about these, these backwards people that have always been in the hills, living high society, trying to get used to the newfangled stuff. And it's pretty much the same thing every movie, more or less, but great entertainment. I love the old stuff like that. Then I have The Vault. I'd seen previews of this a long, long time ago. Of course, this has, oh my gosh, I'm just struggling with names today. James Franco, Francesca Eastwood. And this is about a robbery that's gone horribly, horribly wrong. So the bank robbers want to get down to where the money is, and Franco's character says, the vault's down in the basement. And so, that's where you need to be. And everybody's like, don't go in the basement. So it's just kind of about what happens once they get into the basement and what these people are actually doing in the vault. So it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. It was okay. The ending kind of left me flat a little bit because it was kind of knew what was going to happen. But the explanation of the movie was pretty weak. I haven't watched this one yet, but I vaguely remember it. Probably won't ever watch it, but I had to pick it up. Street Hawk, the complete series. And this stars Rex Smith. And Rex Smith, back in the day, he was a singer, he was an actor, he did all that stuff. And I vaguely remember this being on TV. And I just thought, you know, I'll definitely pick it up. This was like at half-price books for like, I think it was $2.99 for the whole thing. I mean, how do you not pick that up? Then I picked up Steelbook of Deep Impact. This is one of those 80s action films. You just can't go wrong with it. Absolutely love it. And then on Steelbook too, since I've never owned it on Steelbook, I never even saw it on Steelbook until I saw this. So I picked this up. This is pretty much just about, got an asteroid coming towards the planet Earth, and these volunteers are going to go up, and they were going to put bombs on it and blow it into little pieces. But what happened is they just kind of blew it in half. So instead of one asteroid coming towards Earth, now there's two. So how are you going to get out of that? You have to watch the movie and see. Okay, and then the next few here were just... I already had all these on DVD, but once again, the price is just killing me, because when you find these so cheap, and especially if you're a collector like me, you want to try to get everything on Blu-ray, but it's always that fine line. Do you actually want to, you know, spend money that you've already got the movie on DVD? Do you need it on Blu-ray? Then you look at the covers and you look at the special features and you're like, yeah, of course I got to have it on Blu-ray. So I picked up all three of the Pirates of the Caribbeans on Blu-ray with the slip, and they're absolutely beautiful. And these are all like 2 and 3 disc collections. These are just great, great movies. And I picked up The Town, which is just a spectacular movie, with the slipcover. Once again, that's one of the main reasons I picked this one up. And then Scott Pilgrim versus the World. This is a super freaky movie to watch. I mean, just the premise of it alone, you just have to watch it. But with the slip, I had to pick that up. Just, you can't mess with that. Then I got Dunkirk. Now, this movie's up for an Oscar, I believe. I don't remember if it was like best movie or director or something, but it's out there for an Oscar. Christopher Nolan, you know, he's fantastic, okay? I'll admit that. Dunkirk was a good movie. Was it an Oscar movie? I don't think so. I don't see what all the hype was about. It was a good movie. You kind of follow this kid through, you know, the beginning of the movie, all the way through him trying to get home. And, you know, of course, the war's going on around him. My problem with this was there was a lot of flashing to Tom Hardy's character, which he's a airfighter pilot. Airfighter pilot, is that right? Airfighter pilot. Okay. He's flying his plane. And he sees things from the cockpit of the plane, and then a few minutes later, you see the people on the ground or in the boats doing the actions that he saw 5 minutes ago. So you kind of have to get in that mind frame where it's not, you know, steadily going as a story. It kind of back and forth and back and forth. It was a good movie. I would definitely watch it again, and it absolutely looks great. I've got a 4K player and a 4K TV, and this is just a standard Blu-ray, but it upscales it so much that it's just a beautiful film to watch. I would definitely check it out. Another guilty pleasure, Antonio Banderas in Security. You know, it's the same old story, you know, ex-military or whatever he is. Now he's a security guard at a mall. What happens? Okay, you got some people trying to get into the mall, trying to get in there to get somebody, I believe is how this one went. It's been a while since I watched this one. And, you know, he's got the special training, so he kind of helps the other security guards survive the night. Definitely a good watch, fun to watch. This one's actually on Netflix right now if you want to check it out. The Mountain Between Us. This is a story with Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. So they're stuck in this airport, and they're trying to get to their destinations, and they decide to split the cost on a little private plane. Well, of course, the private plane goes down, as you can kind of guess right there. They're kind of stuck out there. And it's just about how they depend on each other to actually survive. It's the crash scene was really freaking intense. I really, really enjoyed that part of it. The rest of the movie, it was kind of it didn't know if it wanted to be a love story or wanted to be a action movie. And I think they kind of blended it pretty good. I mean, all in all, you could see where it was going at the end, but it was definitely worth a one-time watch for sure. So that's The Mountain Between Us. American Assassin. This stars Michael Keaton, Dylan O'Brien, and it's got Taylor Kitsch in it as well. just an all-star cast. The action in this, the fight scenes and everything is really good. I really enjoyed this one. And it sets itself up for a sequel if they decide to go that way. It's just Dylan O'Brien's character, his fiance gets murdered by some terrorists, and so he pretty much devotes his life to training and becoming this man that can infiltrate these terrorist cells and kill everybody because he's just had it. And then so he gets wrapped up in Michael Keaton's character has this camp where he kind of helps train people that want to do this. And so it's just a whole story about how O'Brien, he's kind of a rogue agent. He doesn't really want to listen to what Michael Keaton says. You think he knows better. It's just a really good movie. I would definitely say if you like action movies like this is definitely one you need to check out. Scarlett Johansson, Ghost in the Shell. Have not seen it yet. Love that foil slipcover though. Can't wait to see that. War of the Planet of the Apes. This is a really good movie. All three of them have been really good. But I'll tell you, oh boy, right here, yeah, you know him, Woody Harrelson. He's great in this. He is really good. You really hate him. You really, really hate him. Another one I saw him in recently that who's really good is the Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. He's really, really good in that too. So you just kind of think, he's in a movie like Ebbing that's in, it's up for all kinds of nominations. I think he's up for an Oscar for supporting actor. And then he shows up in War of the Planet of the Apes. But I think he's that kind of character that doesn't get pigeonholed so much that he can't do that. He's in all kinds of movies. He's in War of the Planet of the Apes. He's in an Oscar-nominated film. Pretty good movie. If you like the other two, you'll definitely like this one. And it kind of wraps up right up to the original Planet of the Apes. So I like the way they did that. I've only picked up Wonder Woman on Blu-ray. Everybody knows what that one is. Took me a while to find it cheap enough to actually pull the trigger, but I did. Annabelle Creation. This one was okay. I think this one was better than the original Annabelle. A lot of people said the other way around, but I thought this one had some creepy moments in it. Pretty good. This one I've seen a long, long time ago, and I saw it, and I thought, I need to check that out again. So I went ahead and got The Salton Sea. And this stars Val Kilmer, and it's kind of like his girlfriend's murdered. Kind of sounds like all the other movies I just mentioned. But, he's trying to solve the crime and get vengeance. And I remember this being really, really good, so I can't wait to revisit that. Then, The Hidden. And this has Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah, how do I say it? Kyle MacLachlan? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. He's a dude from Twin Peaks, okay? Very young in this. And the reason I picked this up is because I seen that this is coming out on Blu-ray finally. And I don't remember ever seeing it before. So I picked this up and watched it, and it's really, really good. It's kind of like this alien being that goes from person to person when the host shell, they get in trouble because once the alien takes over the body, it does whatever it wants. So eventually you're going to get in trouble with the law, get shot at, or, something horrible is going to happen to the body that it's in, so it transfers from one body to another when that happens. And it's just about this cop trying to figure out what's going on. He's kind of in tune with what's happening, and he's trying to convince him what's going on. But for the time, let's see, it's what year is this? It's oh my God, where's the year? 87. It's an 87. So for the time, the actual special effects in this were really good. So if you don't want to get the old DVD, wait for the Blu-ray to come out, because I'm sure the special features will be worth the price of admission on that. Tormented. My bad. I meant to get Tormented. Yeah, it's another movie with the same title. This wasn't the one I wanted. This one was horrible. Next. Time After Time with Malcolm McDowell. This is about H.G. Wells through time to catch Jack the Ripper. What? H.G. Wells through time to catch Jack the Ripper. Seen this a long, long time ago again. This is kind of like Salton Sea. I just saw it and I was like, yeah, I get that. I'll check that out because I don't have it already. I don't know how I don't have it already. There's Malcolm right there in his time machine. Can't wait to check that one out again. This one was one of my favorite ones of 2018. Or 2017. This one was really, really good. Better Watch Out. So many twists and turns in this. This was a great, great movie. So this will be one that I'll put in heavy rotation for my Christmas movies that I watch, along with Krampus and Die Hard and all just those kind of Christmas movies that you like to watch. Better Watch Out is about a babysitting evening at home that goes terribly wrong. So if you haven't seen this, definitely check out Better Watch Out. Kind of a comedy horror, but a lot of good gore in it and a great story. Then I picked up Dudes. This is an old one with Jon Cryer and Daniel Roebuck. And you know Daniel Roebuck from other things, but by God, if I can remember what they are right now. And you know Jon Cryer, of course. You know, Pretty in Pink, Suburbia. And Flea's actually in this too, from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. These are just about two guys that are going across country, and they kind of get into some trouble, and I'm trying to remember what her name is too as well. Oh, there's just too many names right now with all these stacks of movies. But anyway, it's an old watch. The music in this is great, but it's just kind of like a buddy film. Two guys trying to get across the country, and they run into some trouble. They get carjacked, and they're trying to get the guys that took their money and took their car, and they run across the girl. And so it's typical 80s movie. Pretty good. A Mind's Eye. This is The Blind Buy as well. From what I can tell, this is kind of like Scanners, the old movie Scanners. I haven't seen this yet, so I can't wait to check that out. Another old one, Scavenger Hunt. Back in the day, like Cannonball Run, movies like that, they would just throw a whole bunch of actors in it. I mean, the list of actors in this is just super crazy. And, they were very, very popular. And I just recently watched this. I think this is the 79 or something. And it's funny because when I look at the names of people that are in this, they're like, oh, I love them. Oh, I love them. But I'm kind of that age where a lot of people don't even know who these people are anymore. I mean, Tony Randall, to me, that's a no-brainer. Everybody knows who Tony Randall is, but not so much. And actually, Arnold Schwarzenegger's in this as well. A young guy. This must have been right after Pumping Iron came out or something, because he plays a gym owner that's trying to get everybody into shape. But this movie is just about a millionaire that dies, and whoever can complete the scavenger hunt with the most points wins the inheritance. And so all these different family members and the maid and the butler and everybody's out there trying to collect whatever it is. So one of the things was an ostrich. You had to have a live ostrich for 25 points or whatever it was. And, a basketball goal was 5 points. And just all the things on the list that people would have to bring back and they were counting. It's a great, great movie. Not for everybody, but if you're a fan of the old movies and just like to see like the cameos of all the old stars. Dirk Benedict, Richard Mulligan from Soap. I'm probably just talking to myself here, but just a great, great cast. So funny. It's another new one that finally got cheap enough. I think like $10. Baby Driver. This is a great movie. Great action movie. Great soundtrack to this. The editing on this was perfect. Super, super movie. Hitman's Bodyguard. It's another one that's a great movie. Super funny. The language, pretty bad, but it's what you would expect from a Samuel L. Jackson movie. But this is definitely a great one. Everybody's heard of this one and knows what it's about. I picked up this copy of Suspiria. This is a Dario Argento film, Suspiria. It's an old horror movie, Italian. But the reason I got this is I can't find anything at all about this movie or about this release. The slipcover and everything. There's like 2 of them on eBay. One was like available from Australia and one was from Asia. I have no idea anything about this. So if you know anything about this release, leave me a comment below. All I can tell is that it was, released, but I don't even know where. But it's funny because if you look at the spine, you can see some kind of Asian text there. I have no idea. If you know anything about this release, let me know. I've already got like 2 different copies of it, but I had to get that because I've never seen it. Another guilty pleasure here is Just One of the Guys. This is an old 80s movie where she wants to be just one of the guys. So she pretends to be a guy, dresses like a guy, hair like a guy, tries to talk like a guy. Just a rom-com from the early 80s. I love this movie. Guilty pleasure. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot this one. So I got 4 of the Pirates of the Caribbeans on Blu-ray because I had the DVD and I have the 5th one on 4K. So now I'm set for the Pirates of the Caribbean. Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Just watched this last night. Really good. I think the first one was better, but there wasn't a thing wrong with this one. A lot of action. Love this movie. Love this franchise. Can't wait till they do more. Table 19. This one was funny. It was sad. It was It was a great, great movie. This is a movie about Anna Kendrick's character. Her best friend's getting married, and Anna Kendrick had just recently broken up with the bride's brother. So they sent her an invitation to the wedding thinking that she probably won't come. And for those guests that they really didn't think would come, they set them at table 19. And the table's all the way in the back. And it's just a table of misfits that are kind of related to people or know people that are the people that are getting married. But they really didn't think they were going to come because they aren't really that popular or that liked. But this table really gels with each other. And each one of them has a story. Some sad, some not sad. But it's just a great movie. Just a great movie. Anna Kendrick was really good in this. Craig Robinson, you know Craig Robinson from like Hot Tub Time Machine and things like that. He had some funny moments in this. He had some funny lines, but he played a pretty serious guy in this. This was really a good movie. Definitely, if you like those kind of movies that are kind of sad and everything. It's not an action movie. It's not a horror movie. It's just this is a movie that makes you think about things. And so I would recommend Table 19 for sure. That's all the movies. So real quick, let's run through the Funkos that I picked up. I finally got the Abominable Snowman. This is one of the Disney exclusives. And this is the Matterhorn. Yeah, right? Yeah, the Matterhorn. Having trouble reading that in here. So there's this guy. Finally got him. Took forever. These were available on the Funko website over the Christmas time. So every day they had a new one, like the 12 Days of Funko or something. And you could get in the queue, and they would have like 3,000 of them available. So, you get in the queue and wait and wait and wait. And then it would finally send you to where you could order if you were lucky enough to stay in the queue long enough. And so picked up these Psycho Santas. I'm so sorry for the glare. So these are limited to 3,000 each. So you got the yellow Psycho Santa and the green Psycho Santa. Love those. They look awesome. Check out the back of it here. And it's just awesome. Awesome stuff. So I was glad to get those. Those are the only ones from the 12 Days of Funko that I actually got. And then this line, the Mad Max line, this is the Hot Topic Furiosa exclusive where she actually doesn't have her arm. So I got that. I got the Immortan Joe. I saw the chase. I was trying to scoot down to get the chase, and some guy got it before me. But I'll get it. Oh yes, I will. Then I picked up, I actually got the commons also, but I'll just show you. I got the two chases of Rocco and Heifer. So these guys are awesome. To go along with the Angry Beaver set that I picked up last time, I think I showed you. So they're awesome. Glow-in-the-dark Heifer. Love it. Then I picked up a couple of Q-Figs. I love what the Q-Figs are doing. I mean, they're not saturating the market or anything like that, and their figures are top-notch. I got the Deadpool. There's a white version of this also. And I got the Incredible Hulk. And these are just fantastic. Just fantastic. I love them. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Let me know if you picked up anything really cool. Maybe something that's not mainstream that maybe I need to be checking out. I would appreciate that. Thanks to the new subscribers. I appreciate that as well. And I think that's it. Got some other stuff coming up for you soon. I got the new Stan Lee box. Should be here anytime now. At least that's what they tell me. So I'll get that one out soon. But anyway, guys, I got to go. That's all I got for you.